What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be continuing to show you how to make the Atrium from Security Breach in Minecraft. This is part 24, and in this one, we're going to be getting this whole wall laid out and just doing the pixel art that is built into the wall. That does not include the Chica, Freddy, and the little stars there. So yeah, with that being said, that is all. So enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Alrighty, so let's start with the corner where FazKid is, and I am just giving you fair warning immediately here. This corner is so weird. I'm looking at it right now, or I was looking at it before I started this recording, and I'm just like, what is going on here? Anyway, you want to get out the following concrete colors to start. You want magenta, gray, black, blue, light blue, and you also want not concrete colors just in general. You want cyan terracotta. And I guess we'll go andesite along with... Sorry, I'm just really thinking here. Andesite walls and light gray concrete. So we're going to try to make sense of this the best that we can. If you're looking at this, like, the area here, you want to take the 2 gray concretes you should have, and we'll start with these because these are easy enough. You're going to extend both of them up by 6, just like so. There you go. You'll then just kind of connect the top grays diagonally together with more gray concrete, and again, you'll just kind of keep doing this, and they should connect perfectly like so. That was a really bad explanation, my bad, but it should look like this. Within this shape, the inner magentas you're leaving alone, but the outer 2 you'll extend all the way up. It will kind of sit one row within the gray for the most part. That is what you want. You'll then take the inner rows of magenta that you just placed, which are these ones, and this is hard to explain, but it's almost going to be kind of up diagonally in from this singular magenta, but off the side of the full rows, these, I guess, next 3 magenta, you'll place andesite. And you'll kind of see how it's positioned. Again, as I mentioned, from this magenta, it's kind of back diagonally up. And then you have the 3 andesite there. And then, really, if you take these bottom magentas, you'll end up just having a gap of 3 and then have 2 magenta above that. And you can just do whatever to create that gap, like so. I'll then take the topmost magentas and I'll connect them diagonally to each other, which will kind of give you this circular shape, which will end up being the elevators at some point. Or an elevator, not the elevator. It's not multiple. You're going to take the rows of 3 andesite and extend them diagonally, kind of going in the same way. So if you're looking at it like this angle, I guess you're taking each one and you're going back diagonally, kind of out. I don't like it. It looks like this. Yeah, I'll show you from above, actually. Kind of like that. And then from there, you'll do another diagonal in the same direction with blue concrete. You extend the blue towards each other by a singular row, and when you do that, you don't want to do it diagonally, you just want to do it kind of going straight across. And it should give you this kind of strange gap in the center. Those inner rows of 3 blue, you'll extend up and down by 1 each, which will give you this. The topmost blues I'll connect diagonally together with blue concrete, which will give you that. And you can see that that kind of lines up, sort of. Place light gray concrete below the blue, and then 3 andesite walls below either light gray. I would recommend just kind of connecting them on the outside here, which is just placing a couple rows like that. And I'll pop light gray on top, just because we kind of decide if you want to do this or not. You could even just like have the outermost rows, or you can go from there. Once FazCade gets built, we might change this, but that's more so, again, once we get to FazCade. I'm not really worried about it yet. So, from these bottom blue concretes here, left and right of the door, you're just going to kind of go out diagonally towards you with 2 andesite blocks, like so, and it should connect diagonally to the magenta. Do the same with these top blues here. The floor in this area we'll fill in with cyan terracotta and the ceiling in with andesite. Hopefully you can figure out precisely where it gets placed. The floor is in line with the floor, and the andesite is in line with this top magenta. And one block above everything that we've done. I always do it one block above. Well, not always, but almost always. Just generally, if you're following a tutorial, assume that it's one block above, unless I specify otherwise, obviously, then don't. But, yeah, it should give you this, and that's the elevator. That's not even the confusing part done. I'm so sorry. Oh, we need deeps. I didn't actually know you needed that. The 2x2s of cyan terracotta here, you're going to extend both of them up by 13 with cyan terracotta. I guess I'll also throw this out there. Whenever I say up by 13, that does not include the base block. That's how it is in every tutorial. I never change that. I think it's important to be consistent whenever you're trying to explain things. And that's just, you know, one way that I do. But, yeah. So it ended up, in that case, being a total of 14. Again, maybe sometimes I, like, would really specify if I had to do something weird like that. But I generally just avoid it because there's no point in not. For those of you who remember what we did with the Super Starcade sign to start it, we're doing the same thing here. I don't know if the number is the same, I'll just tell you. It's the 4th cyan down, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and again, you'll just take this corner on both and kind of place magenta off either side. And I swear I just got stuck on something, whatever. And it should kind of look like this. This is where it's weird, though. Going towards the, like, center here, towards the prize counter, you'll bring this diagonal and additional block. You will not do that on the other side. And then you'll connect these magentas diagonally together, and it'll kind of just give you whatever. Like so. And if you care about the spacing, I want to make sure you have everything correct. You have 3 cyan below this magenta before the gray would start. So it's a gap of 3, which, yeah. Do what you will with that information. God, words. Take the... It's off-centered twice. Oh, that's weird. If you're looking at this diagonal, you'll take the rightmost magenta. And you'll extend it up by 7. Then from that top one, you'll end up just bringing it kind of diagonally left to create that same magenta, which will just kind of give you a backwards C or something like that. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am for the most part. Trying to get a lot of videos recorded today. I want to do one of these, which is this one, and then get like Wendy's refreshed, I think is the next one. From this point in each corner, you're placing an additional magenta. Now to specify here, on the right side, it's just obviously a block in from this line, and on the left, it's just at the very end here. You'll connect those corners of magenta with lines of black concrete. So you'll have one along the bottom here, along the left, along the top, and along the right. And it'll just kind of give you a sort of border like that. The entire bottom... Okay, well, I guess... Barring the black concrete details, entire bottom row is blue, next one is magenta, and the top 2 are light blue. And I just mentioned that because it's nice to know. But going left to right for this first row, we're going to go blue, black, blue, black. And that's all we'll do for now. I'll extend the left black up by 2, and the right one up by 1. You're going to end up, from this particular row of black, you'll count right a row, and from the bottom going up, you'll place blue, magenta, black. Next row going up, you'll place blue, and then black. Oh god, there we go. And then, if you head all the way to the right most black, you'll go up with a blue, magenta, black. That black will be brought left by 1, which is still along the diagonal, so it's diagonally left. And then you'll go down from there. We'll be able to visualize that better in a second. As I mentioned, though, the full bottom row, you'll just, the rest of it, fill in with blue concrete. The second row, the rest of it, you'll fill in with magenta concrete. And then the remaining top 2 rows will be light blue concrete. And it should look like this. Hopefully, if any of that was confusing, you can see better now, though. Do I want to do this now? I think it's going to be weird if I don't, so get rid of light gray concrete and get our deep set tile slabs. I'm going to do my best to explain this one because this is very odd. Heading to the back of the sign, you want to be off of the, like, outermost blue concretes on this bottom row, which is going to be this one and then this one. You're going to go diagonally out from them with an upside down deep set tile slab. You'll connect diagonally also to the cyan terracotta, but you won't actually be like next to it or anything. You'll then extend that slab diagonally in the same direction from the blue with an additional 3. That's on both sides as well. This will, on another note, give us our wall positioning, which doesn't really help us a ton because of how these walls are structured, but you want to do the same thing from the light blue concretes that are above those blues as in the topmost ones if you have to, which you will on this side, yeah. Except instead of doing upside down deep set tile slabs, you're doing regular deep set tile slabs, just off the bottom half. Oh lord, oh my, it's going all downhill. There we go. It should look like this. You're going to want 2 diagonal lines going through this. So essentially the first upside down slab you place that's closest to the blue, you'll place a slab on top of. And then however you want to place this, have fun with it. You're going to go diagonally up by half a block each time. And make sure you follow the other diagonal as well. And it'll almost give you like a Z like this. Right? Is that, or I guess a 2. 2 or a Z. Right? Those are opposites. I don't understand the letter Z sometimes. I don't know why. My brain just can't process the way that it's supposed to be. But it should look like this. From the, not the top slab, but the one below it, you're also going to want a diagonal going the opposite direction. So you're going to go, if I'm looking at this one, I'm going to go up and to the right, and I'll have an upside down slab here. And I'll have an upside down slab over top of this end upside down slab. And I guess that'll be the same for both. That'll be over the end upside down slab by half a block with that space. And it should look like this. And now you don't have anything recognizable, but yeah. If you don't get that perfect, I wouldn't worry about it a ton, but because it doesn't matter. The only thing that it does for us actually at all is make sure we just can line up some of our walls better. But even then. So, this is where it truly gets weird. Not like confusing necessarily, just strange. So, left of this opening, closer to the inner wall here, this singular magenta diagonal, you want to extend up by 6. The others, which I'm going to say these 4 on the left for now, the ones on the right also apply, but I'm not really worried about those yet. You'll extend up to at least just before the pearlescent frog lights start. I don't really think dragging those around is logical right now. And I think I actually will just do the other side to get it out of the way. Since, yeah, and number doesn't really matter for height because you should have already confirmed that the frog lights are at the right height based on the other side. But yeah, just the ones left and right of the kind of center we have. I guess any magenta we haven't dealt with. And I'll stop it here because obviously this wall's flat and I know that. I want you to look towards the prize counter sign. Well, not really towards it, but towards that wall in general. And we're going to take the top magenta just because might as well. And from this particular one here, this like end one, you don't want to use it, but I just was using it as the example here. You're going to count to the backmost block of the row of 2 magenta, and you're going to extend it right by 1. You'll then go back diagonally right, then right 3, then forward diagonally right by 10, forward 1, forward diagonally left, and then forward, and you should connect into the rows you already built up. And I can kind of confirm I got 1, 2, 3 diagonals in total here, which is including that block and then this corner, and then you got the 1 there. So, sorry. All this magenta you'll bring down, and really what you're going to want to do is in line with the gray concrete, and I guess the other magenta we brought up to this height. You'll kind of fill in the top here with magenta, again, just following whatever the pattern is that you'll need. And yeah, like, I don't actually need these blocks, so I'll remove them, and then I know it goes there. And yeah, just kind of trace this all down, fill in the magenta floor, and also confirm everything else is working correctly for you. Which I really just imply the deep sea tiles lining up properly. Other than that, there's nothing else that should really be a problem. And yeah, hopefully that wasn't too weird overall to follow. I guess the good news is that's pretty much the weirdest part of this part. Unless we end up doing the like glass pixel art, but I don't think we'll have time since that took 15 minutes there. Because we still gotta do Bonnie Bowl. I am starting to feel like we're hitting a point though to where the end is in sight. It's not closed, but it's in sight. And just making sure that everything is filled in. Yup, you should end up with this. Very strange. It's just how it is, I guess. Before we clear our inventory, you can head over to this black concrete little rectangle that's on the right side. And inset in a block from it, you want to place a perimeter of blue concrete that is on the top and sides, not on the bottom, just on top and sides. And again, it's outside, I guess, by a block from the walls, like so. Bring the bottom blues towards each other by 3, which will leave you with a 2-block gap in the center. And then you'll place 2 rows of blue on top of those rows of 3 that each take 1 off the middle from the previous. So it'll be a row of 2 above that, and then a row of 1. I'll copy the row of 1 once more, like so. And then I'll place 2 rows of blue on top of that extend in an additional 1 from the previous row. And it should give you this. If that was weird in any way, I realize, again, I might have explained it oddly. It's the same as we've already done a couple times. I guess it would only have been the lobby and atrium elevators, right? I don't think there's been another elevator like that. Not that I can think of. You'll end up taking the, like, kind of inner blue concretes and extending them out with 2 andesite each. And I'll also fill in the floor with cyan terracotta, just these 2 rows back to that point. Get rid of deep sea tile slabs, magenta concrete, and gray concrete, and get a block of coal, light gray concrete, and magenta terracotta. From the cyan floor, you'll go out another row with some block of coal for the floor, and then each block of coal can be brought up with 3 andesite walls. Place light gray concrete on the walls, and then the rest of this kind of wall will be filled in with magenta terracotta. Make sure you fill off the sides of the bottom walls, even though you don't have to see from the center. Just, it'll be helpful because it'll connect the walls into them. Okay. Now it's time for pixel art. Which, might be fun, we'll see. I don't really think it will be, but we can hope. Get out the following. Magenta concrete. What do I want to start with? We'll start with the top, sure. Smooth quartz blocks. Black concrete. Pink concrete. Magenta terracotta. Orange concrete. Light blue concrete. Black terracotta. And light blue terracotta. There are banner letters we'll have to do, but we'll do them after we do all the pixel art, because there's actually 2 spots that we'll need the ones that are getting used here. So above the right side of the little thing we just made, the elevator, you'll take this very right black concrete and extend it up with a magenta concrete and then 4 light blue. Each of the top 2 left... What? Light blue. You'll extend left with smooth quartz, orange concrete, smooth quartz, magenta terracotta, smooth quartz, pink concrete, and then smooth quartz again. The orange, magenta, and pink, you'll extend each of them down by 2. Each orange, except for the furthest right one, you'll extend down, or each smooth quartz, sorry, you'll extend, except for the right one, you'll extend each down by 1. Lord, I'm struggling. The bottom smooth quartz at the left here, you'll extend left, up with a black concrete, left with a smooth quartz, up diagonally right, up with 3 black, right with a smooth quartz, up diagonally right, up diagonally right, up diagonally right, down diagonally right, down diagonally left, then down diagonally left by 2 with black concrete, then down diagonally right 2 with smooth quartz. Really hard to see, but we'll get it in a sec. The little like corner of black concrete that we have here, you'll take the bottom one and you'll extend it right, then you'll go up diagonally right, then down diagonally right, up diagonally right, and then up. And the rest of this weird shape you can just fill in with smooth quartz. Sorry, I don't know why my brain is not, like, wording things properly right now, but you should have this. The magenta concrete, by the way, is just a placeholder. We don't actually truly need it there. If you want to remove it, you can, just to get a better picture, but, doesn't matter. Get rid of your pink concrete and get out white concrete for now. And we're going to take 2 points of this thingy, and we'll end up placing white concrete at some point. You want to take the furthest right smooth quartz, which is this one, and you're going to count down by 1 to this smooth quartz, which is a little bit over. You'll go right of it with 2 magenta and then a white concrete. All of that is with concrete. The row of 2 black here, going left to right, to the right of it, you'll place again 2 magenta and a white. And it should look like that. From the top left black concrete, you'll extend left with 2 magenta concrete, then 2 black terracotta, and then that end one you'll extend up by 1. Place a black concrete on top of either black terracotta, and extend the top more black concrete left 2, down diagonally left, down 2, down diagonally right, right 2, and then up diagonally right. Fill in the shape with black concrete. From this bottom row of 3, you'll take the leftmost one and extend down from it with a light blue terracotta. Then 3 white concrete, light blue terracotta, white concrete. Extend the lower light blue terracotta to the left with a white concrete, and then up from there with a light blue terracotta. We don't need the light blue concrete for now. We're going to need it later, so just if I say light blue, it's going to be terracotta. To the right of this bottom white, you'll place another white. Extend it up with 2 more white and then 2 light blue. To the right of not the bottom white, but 1 up, you'll place another white and then extend that up with 2 light blue. Clear your inventory. Yeah, it's going to make more sense to do that. And just get out warp buttons for a second, because I just want to do this step and then we won't need them again. This little, like, Tetris block looking shape of light blue terracotta, either one of the bottom blocks between the 2 rows, you'll place warp buttons on. You can then get rid of the buttons and get out the following. You want blue concrete, red concrete, white terracotta, dark oak buttons, light blue terracotta, crimson planks, light gray concrete powder, white concrete, and black concrete. It'll get everything but Bonnie's head done. So either these bottom 2 white concretes you'll extend down with 6 blue concrete. And you'll get pretty close to the bottom there. Do we ever touch the bottom? No, we don't. We'll touch the magenta itself. Well, I guess, yeah, no, never mind. That makes sense, because I would have incorporated the bottom of it if it didn't. But you will ignore the bottom row of blue, and the 3 above it, you'll extend each left with a blue, like so. Then extend those blues left with a red, and then the reds will be brought up and down an additional 1 to create a row of 5. Place 3 more rows of red concrete left of that are also rows of 5 that each are shifted 1 up from the previous. So, 1, 2, and 3. That end row will also extend down by 3. And then you'll bring that full row left by 1. Left of that, place a full row of white terracotta that'll extend down an additional 1. And then left of the bottom white terracotta, you'll place 3 red concrete. And then another white terracotta. We're almost copying the other side, but not fully. You'll extend the white terracotta up by the 8 to make it the same height. And then place 2 rows of red concrete to the left of the white terracotta that are just 1 shorter than the white at the bottom. From the top row of red, you'll count down by 1 and place a red to the left of each of the next 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like so. It'll leave 2 off the bottom. You'll then place another row of 5 red to the left of this that is shifted down 1. Then from that row of 5, you'll take the center 3 and extend them left by 1 each. Then from that row of 3, just the center 1 you'll extend left. Like so. You'll take the red at the bottom, and you'll extend it up with 2 additional rows. Bring the left and the right reds up by 1. And on this middle row of red, you'll take these 2, the, top 2, and place dark oak buttons off of them. Going up from the center red, you'll place 4 light blue terracotta. And going up from the left and right ones, you'll place 2 light blue terracotta each. Then place 2 crimson planks on top of those side ones, and you'll just connect together in the center, which will give you his bow tie. Place a row of light gray concrete powder on top of the crimson, and then extend the center concrete powder up with a white concrete. Extend the white left and right with a black concrete, and then left and right from there with light gray concrete powder. You can then get rid of... what are we going to get rid of? You still need the last 3 materials, along with the light blue terracotta. So get rid of the crimson planks, and then the white, red, and blue at the beginning, which is the white terracotta and the red and blue concrete. And get out orange terracotta, dark oak signs, clay, and just to mark the next one, we'll get out magenta concrete. So, on top of this full row that we have here, this top row of 5 with the light gray concrete powder either side and the center 3, you'll place a full row of clay. The center clay will be brought up with a black concrete, and the other 4 will be brought up with more clay. Take the outermost clays and extend either one up with 2 white concrete, and then extend the top whites towards each other by 1 each. Underneath those, you'll place orange terracotta with dark oak buttons off of them. Place the light blue terracotta over top each of the eyes, which will be these white concrete, and then you'll place dark oak signs on those. Well, that was odd, but okay. Dark oak signs off each of those light blue terracotta. We can do the head shape. Extend the light blue where the signs are, which are his eyebrows, out by 1 each, and then down by 4. Of that row of 5, the center light blue you'll extend out by 1 on either side, and then down by 1 from there. Place the light blue terracotta to fill in the gap between his eyes, and you'll place a full row on the top of the head that just takes one off either side from that previous row, and it'll look like this. He's really got that, like, dad scruffle going for the beard, I don't know. The center light blue you'll leave open, and the ones left and right of that you'll extend up by 3 each. Then extend out by 1, down by 1 from there with a white concrete, and then out from the white concrete with another light blue terracotta. And there's the Bonnie pixel art. It's not perfect, but it does the job, I guess. So that's really all that matters for me. You can take the furthest left red concrete on his one arm, which is going to be this one. And you're going to extend it to the left with 9 magenta concrete. Like so. From there, you can clear your inventory, yeah, I guess. I mean, we need some of it for, there's a mini Bonnie on this side, but it's not important. You'll get out the following. You want light gray terracotta, pink concrete, magenta terracotta, orange concrete, light blue concrete, black concrete, red concrete, light blue terracotta, and we'll go smooth quartz blocks. That does not finish this sign somehow. So that's exciting. You want to take this row of magenta and you're going to extend off of the left of it with 14 light gray terracotta. Like so. We'll start from the right side, because, yes. And you'll place going over 7 light gray terracotta, and then a red concrete. We'll just leave that there for now, because I want to do something else first. Again, going right to left, though, for the next row, you're going to place a light blue concrete, orange concrete, magenta terracotta, pink concrete. Each of those will extend up by an additional 1. And then you can get rid of each of those fours that you just used, which is the pink concrete, magenta terracotta, orange concrete, light blue concrete. And get out white terracotta, crimson planks, clay, and we'll go polished blackstone button. Sure. You can then take this red concrete you placed earlier and extend it left with a light gray terracotta, white terracotta, red concrete, white terracotta. Each of these whites and reds in this row of 3 you'll extend up by 1. That does not include the red that's chilling off to the right here. To the left of this top row of 3 you'll place a smooth quartz, extend it up by 2. And then the center smooth quartz you'll extend right by 1, right with a crimson plank, then with 2 smooth quartz, and then up by 1. You'll then bring that top smooth quartz right with a black concrete. Extend that black down by 2 with light blue terracotta, which will connect into this red, and then from that bottom light blue you'll place a red concrete also to the left. Between these top smooth quartz blocks, you'll place a row of clay, which should be a row of 3. Polish blackstone button on the center one, and then on top of that full row of clay, you'll place a full row of light blue terracotta. Left and right ones will be brought up by 1 each. I'll then get rid of the light blue terracotta and get out item frames, and on this row of 3 light blue, I'll place an item frame on the left and right ones. Before we can fill in this sign with the light gray terracotta and get to the banner letters, to the right of this singular black concrete we placed, you'll place 2 light gray terracotta, 2 black concrete, then extend up diagonally right by 1 and right 2. I'll then place 2 light gray terracotta on top of that end black, and I'll bring this all the way left until it overhangs that smooth quartz by 1, connect it down, and then just fill in everything in the center of this sign with light gray terracotta. Oh man, pixel art. Something to do in these tutorials. And don't worry, we have more. Not in this part, because, again, we're 35 minutes in, so... but I think next part we'll start with most of the pixel art, because I just want to get it out of the way. You can clear your inventory and get out the following. You need a loom, which I'll just smack it on the floor now and get rid of it, because I want the inventory space. And you need one of each of the following banner colors. You need pink, magenta, orange, light blue, and white. And in addition, you want the respective dye colors for each of those. I'm gonna actually end up putting these banners in my inventory because we're gonna need so many dyes. I mean, we do need at least one of each. I can actually maybe tell you. You'll need one pink, you'll need one magenta, you'll need one light blue, you'll need, I want to say 2 orange. Yes. You'll need 1 white, if my brain is telling me correct. Yes. You'll also need a singular red, and then just a bunch of black, so get as many as you want. We'll go in the order that we grabbed the banner. So starting with the pink banner, you're going to pop in your black dye and do basically each of the 4 sides with the lines as black. So Chief Fest, which is the top, Base Fest, which is bottom, Pale Dexter, which is left, and Pale Sinister, which is right. You'll then do the line going left to right through the center, which is Fest. I'll pop in the singular pink dye and I'll do the border pattern. We'll do that at the end of each of them. Magenta banner in and black dye, and I'll do pretty much the same thing. Each of the 4 sides with black, so top, bottom, left, right, Chief Fest, Base Fest, Pale Dexter, Pale Sinister. And then I'll pop in the magenta dye and do the border pattern again. Next one is orange. This one's a bit more complicated, so actually I'm going to block pick this to make sure that I get it right. You're going to start by doing the line down the center with black, which is pale. Then pop in an orange, one of the orange dye, and do the top line with orange, which is Chief Fest. Put back in your black, do the line across the bottom, which is Base Fest. Line down left and right, which is Pale Dexter and Pale Sinister. I don't know why I did them inverted there. And then you'll pop in your other orange dye and do the border pattern again. Next up, you'll put in your light blue banner and your black dye, and you'll do the line down the left, which is Pale Dexter, and line across the bottom, which is Base Fest. And then again, you'll put in the light blue and do the border pattern. Last and probably least, you'll put in the white banner, and this one is strange. It's like a pinstripe, literally a pinstripe pattern. You'll throw in your red dye, and you'll do the line left to right through the center, which is Fest. You'll then throw in the white dye and do the exact same frickin' pattern. And for some reason, it gives you these, like, thin, dull lines. I don't know why, but that's what it does. So, yeah. Don't ask how I figured that out. I actually have no idea. But on each of the colors that you would think, you'll place the BOWL banners. So on the pink, you'll place the pink. On the magenta, you'll place the magenta. It doesn't perfectly match. And then, you know, orange, orange, light blue, light blue. For this sign, it's just off the top row. That's easy. For the sign all the way to the right here, where you have the rows of 4, you'll take not the top one, but one down and place the banners there. And it should kind of give you this look. As for the pinstripe banners, there's a bunch of them on this sign on the left. There's one in either of the corners on the left side. So if you actually take the bottom left light gray, you'll count up by 1 banner, then count all the way up banner. Going right from that top banner, you'll leave a gap of 4 or count right by 5 and place another. Then from there, you'll count right 3, down 2, banner. And then you'll go all the way to the bottom right corner where you'll count up diagonally left by 1 and place another banner. And it should give you this. Now, there's one more, like, major thing that we need to address here. You can get rid of the banners. You need magenta concrete, pearlescent frog lights, and sea lanterns. And I want to do the funny little stripes of the frog lights and sea lanterns, and I'm gonna start from this side over here closer to the stage. So if you take this very end magenta before this kind of wall that's a little bit taller than it, you'll just take this magenta and you'll extend it up with 3 magenta and then a pearlescent froglet. And I like the direction to be the same, so I'm going to try to keep it so. But you can see where that is. Extend it left, then up diagonally left 2, up diagonally left, up 2, up diagonally left, up 3, up diagonally left, up 4, up diagonally left, up diagonally left 2, and then from there you can just extend left a little bit so you know that is where that should line up, hopefully. From the very first pearlescent froglet you placed, you're gonna have to you have to hear me out for this one. This won't make sense, but it will later. You'll extend this first froglet up with a magenta, and then extend that magenta to the right by 6. You'll then extend that magenta up by 3, and then up with a sea lantern. Extend that sea lantern left by 3, up diagonally left 2, up diagonally left, up diagonally left, up 2, up diagonally left, whoopsies, up 3, up diagonally left, up diagonally left 2, left, up diagonally left, and then you'll just go again as far left as you want to know that's where that lines up. Those two should end up being 2 blocks apart at the top, and the way that I'm going to tell you how to figure out if you have this correct is if you take the furthest right sea lantern on this top row and place 4 magenta concrete under it, you'll connect into these pearlescent froglights. Now, it's time to do the walls here. And again, this is the same that we did on the other side. So I'm actually going to start by bringing these froglights all the way forward. And eventually, they'll be here. And, you know, this whole wall is just magenta. There's nothing really crazy going on with that. And then you'll end up just having to follow this very strange pattern and doing all of this. And yeah, if you know what to do, it's just, again, filling in this wall. This will be the end of the part, so if you don't want to listen to me rant, or if you don't need further explanation as well for, you know, when I'm not ranting, or yapping, whatever, then, you know, cool. The only thing that I will say is, when you bring the, you know, the lights across, you'll end up obviously wanting to fill the magenta wall, the same thing that we did on the other side. Let me check, because I don't think we need to bring the gray any further. No, we shouldn't. Because, again, when you do it the same way, you'll end up having this sea lantern. Hold on. You'll have this row here, the 2 magenta sea lantern, and then the 2 magenta above that, and it'll just kind of cut off the sign with that row. But at the far end here, where we have the fairy? We have got fairies over here, yeah. The very last sea lantern, you'll just kind of, you can bring up with magenta, and then you just want to fill to this point. You don't want to fill further. We'll figure out the wall layout and stuff when we get to that point. We're just not there quite yet. And, yeah. So it's just a lot of filling for this. Yeah. Hopefully this won't have any complications with videos. I did end up just, you probably have seen by this point, I've taken it down to 2 a week rather than 3. Just because I was gonna not have enough if I was doing the 3 still. So, yeah, I'll probably keep it at 2 because we're already far enough. And I don't have another series ready, so I'm not really gonna try to push this to be done sooner just for me to not have another major one and do all city tutorials, because I'm trying to keep it to where there's at least one major one at a time. I can tell you for a fact it'll be Baldy next. I keep forgetting Indigo Park I want to do a tutorial on. I just don't know where I'm at with that. I'm debating kind of waiting for like a major chapter 2 announcement or something, but who knows. Also debating not doing it at all, but I do still want to. Because, you know, why not? Wouldn't be as bad as PPT2, that's for sure. It's like thinking about that map. Because I'm trying to compare it in my head to PPT. And just how long that took. But I'm, like, it wouldn't be more than 40 parts, I wouldn't think. I did that project pretty much solo. I think I had a little help on a couple of rooms. But there's not really a ton to it. I guess it's got the chase scene, which would be annoying. It was annoying to build originally, so... I don't know. And I guess there is also the debate of whether or not I even want to build the second chapter with every other project I have. But that's kind of, I guess, going to be more so whatever you guys... Like, if I have an insane interest in me building it, or if people are interested in seeing it, then, you know, I'm more likely to build it. But I don't think I'm going to push for it myself, because, frankly, I don't know. I got enough other projects. Especially with LN3 right now. I'm like, I'm so torn with that one, too. Because, obviously I want it to be my main project, but with how big of an investment it is, I kind of want it to almost be, like, second. And just have kind of the main project rotate out. Right now, it was FNAF World, actually. But I've hit a point where I don't really feel like working on FNAF World. Because it's just the mines I have to do, and I don't feel like doing that, because it requires a lot more than I feel like doing with, like, I guess, figuring it out. Because after the mines are done, I just have to... It's just commands, I think. Because it'd be anything that's command related, and then... Also... Just making sure I have all the, like, glitched objects and things. Because I will end up, hopefully, making the glitch world if I can find a good reference for it. Although I don't know if I'm particularly very hopeful for that being the case. There is so much stuff. I don't know. So much everything. I might as well just continue this line across, and then that'll just give me a nice couple clean rows at the top once I deal with the dumb pixel art here. Wow, I like looked away while we were filming this, and the time went up by a good like 10 minutes. Love that. Yeah, this part's a little long, but that's okay. It is what it is. If anyone does have any, like, smaller game builds that they want me to do, though, let me know. Because again, I really don't have anything that's, like, series length big enough, but small enough for me to just kind of rip out in a couple days. To at least for the, you know, before tutorial build. Like FNAF World kind of was. I finished most of that map in... It really was like a month, but I really wasn't working on it a ton within that time. I maybe worked on it like 8 or 9 different days or something, if even. As I've mentioned, I do have Baldy that we'll get one sooner rather than later. Hopefully by the time you're seeing this part, I will have kind of started at least preparing for it. Because I think after this is done, I'm going to just kind of record some city stuff for a bit, and then I'll, like a couple days, and then I'll do Baldy. But it depends on how quickly this gets finished, because, yeah, I do want to start recording more city regardless, just because I need more. But anyway, once you have done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is part, I don't even know anymore of the security breach atrium complete. I didn't... Huh, what? That, I'm so confused. Oh, wait, did they fix it already? I think they did. Hold on. Yeah, okay, so there was an issue with Minecraft to where you would move your or I would move my mouse to the right and it would go off the screen, and it would click on the other screen and tab me out. Well, not fully tab, like it wouldn't close Minecraft or anything, but it would just be annoying because it'd open the pause menu and would probably, you know, close whatever tab I had. And sometimes I would, you know, be holding down control to be sprinting, and I would, you know, scroll with my mouse wheel like this, and it would change the zoom on a Google Chrome tab. But there was an update before I opened Minecraft, and it seems like they fixed that, which is very good, because that was pissing me off, and I had like one day of Minecraft with that being an issue. So, but anyway, thank you guys for whatever you guys did enjoy this video. Have a fantastic rest of your day or night. Wow, we're well over 50 minutes, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.